All right. So tell me a little about Boulevard and the experience with Robin Williams and how was it? Because Robin Williams, to me, he's one of my favorite comics. I grew up with Robin Williams from Mark and Mindy throughout his career, so
Well, he's a
talk
deal,
to me.
man. It's beyond a heartbreaking story, but we were, and funny you mentioned Mark and Mindy. It's like we were filming in Nashville, and we would have to walk at like 1 a.m. because we're filming all night, and someone yells at Mark, and he'd be like, "How do these people know Mark? How old are these people?" Mark was, it's like somehow Mark existed forever, But he was just incredible. I mean, it was crazy. That was the script this guy wrote, and it was his first script ever. He was 70 years old. He was 65 years old. His first script for a movie. And I read it, and I just was brokenhearted because it was about a guy who was married for 40 years, 40-something years, and he's gay, and he didn't want to tell his wife, so they just became best friends, and then in the end, he comes out, and it was just a really odd film because I just loved making that movie so much because what's really, I mean, there's so many stories, but try and keep them down. but he, it was just about that, So I'll tell you something, just the craziness of movie making. Okay, so we're filming that movie in Nashville, right? And we're looking for the perfect house, and the movie is about a husband and wife, and they sleep in separate bedrooms and all this stuff. So we find this perfect house where the camera can move around in it, and we're like, oh, this is great, And the woman, the actress in the movie is Kathy Baker, right? So we're in the house, and the woman looks just like Kathy Baker, right? And so she says, "Oh, I heard Kathy Baker's in this movie." And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Everyone says I look like her." And Kathy Baker isn't the most known actress. Like, she's known, but it's odd. And I'm like, she really does look like her. And then she goes, "Who's the actor?" And I said, "Robin Williams." She goes, "Oh my God, my husband looks like him." Listen, I'm going to email you guys the picture of the four of them.
You have to, bro.
You're not going to believe it. Okay?
Oh, wow.
They look exactly. I have a picture of the four of them together, right? So then she goes, "Oh my God, my husband looks just like him," right? So then I'm like, okay. So then she goes, "What's the movie about?" And then, I'm worried because,
the subject matter. Yeah,
subject matter, people are like, "You're not going to film here. I wanted the house." So I'm like, "Oh, it's just about a marriage, So she's like, "Okay." So we get the house, and we're setting up to film. And the second day she comes walking up to me, and she's crying. And she's like, "I read the script." And I said, "Yeah." And when I'm looking at the house, I'm like, "Oh my God, this is incredible." She's like, because I'm looking, and there's 2 bedrooms, but it's only the 2 of them. She goes, "Yeah, my husband has a separate bedroom." I'm like, "This place is incredible." And her room was exactly as the script was written, like all these books.
Oh, wow.
It was like you couldn't ask for better.
Dude, that's creepy, but awesome at the same time.
Then she comes to me and she's crying, and she's like, "I read the script." And she goes, "My husband, he came out last year, and we decided to stay together, and that's why we have separate bedrooms. So we want you to film here. Can we just have one request?" And I'm like, "Sure." And she goes, "Can we be here when they have the scene where they come out to each other?" So I'm like, "Okay," So I tell Robin, and so we're filming the scene, and that's a really heavy scene between Robin and Kathy, and they're really going at it. And while they're going at it, I look, and in the monitors, the husband and wife are crying with headphones on, and then Robin comes over to me and he goes, "Dude, this is getting too freaky for even me." So